Great camera accessories are absolutely invaluable, but if they aren't made by big companies or have big marketing budgets, sometimes we miss the best ones. So in this video, I'm going to show you some of my current favorite camera accessories that you probably haven't heard of. I'll also make sure to mention any drawbacks or flaws that I've come across in the accessories because, let's be honest, there's no such thing as a totally perfect product. And if you think you do know a perfect product, leave a comment below and let me know. Without further ado, let's accessorize. Now, a quick disclaimer, this is not necessarily a list of budget-friendly options. Some of them are a little on the pricey side, so for each accessory that I can, I'll try to give a budget-friendly option and leave links for everything down in the description. The first accessory on the list is the Nitecore Blowerbaby. This is an electronic replacement for the classic rocket blower that a lot of people already have in their camera kit. It's pretty simple. You push a button and it blows air so that you can clean your sensor or your lenses or your keyboard or whatever you want. It's got a filter on it that's replaceable so you can be confident that it's blowing nice clean air onto whatever you're cleaning with it. But here's the catch. For a classic rocket blower, you're looking at like $15 to $20. For a fancier one with a filter, you're looking at maybe $35 or so. With the Blowerbaby, you're looking at about $80. There are two reasons why I still decided to buy this, and I don't regret my choice at all. Firstly, I find this so much easier to fit into my bag or cleaning kit to take with me. The rocket blower always felt like it was a weird size and shape to bring along, whereas this is slim and easy to fit in my bag. The second reason is because with the traditional rocket blower, in order to get enough airflow to do something like clean my sensor, I have to squeeze really hard, which makes me move around a lot, and there's always a chance that I'll slip and smack my sensor with it. With the Blowerbaby, my hand is completely still while I'm using it, and the output they claim is twice that of a rocket blower, so it should actually do a better job as well. So it seemed like an expensive choice at first, but I definitely haven't regretted it at all. And for the cheaper option of this accessory, you're looking at a rocket blower. One positive is that you don't have to charge them, you just need to have enough coffee in your system to get the job done. Okay, sticking with the same brand, Nitecore, we have the Nitecore USB-C rechargeable batteries. There are two very cool parts of these batteries. First, they're USB-C rechargeable. There's a port on them where you can plug in directly so that you don't need a separate charger at all. There's even a little button on the battery so that you can press and see the current battery charge level. This is absolutely fantastic for traveling because you can leave the Sony charger or multi-battery charger that you might have at home. The other great thing about these batteries is that they're only $60 as compared to the $80 Sony brand name version. Compatibility seems to be great with all my Sony cameras, and I haven't even been getting the annoying "cannot guarantee the safety of this battery" pop-up that you get with some third-party batteries. As it currently stands, while I'm making this video, I believe they're just offering the Sony Z100 style batteries in this style, but they have a ton of other accessories, including batteries and chargers for other cameras too, so I get the feeling like they'll probably take this idea and adopt it to more options soon. As far as a budget-friendly option for the Z100 batteries, you're looking at something without the USB-C or the level indicator. I've left a cheap third-party battery in the description. Continuing on the theme of batteries and charging, we've got the Bronine multi-camera battery charger. This is a modular system that allows you to charge up to 2 or 4 different batteries at the same time, depending on which one you get, and they have a huge assortment of different brands to choose from, like Sony, Canon, Nikon, Fujifilm, Olympus, Panasonic, DJI drones, and even cylindrical lithium batteries. The way that it works is that there's a main hub with magnetic connectors, and then you get the different modular charging units that you need for your gear. So for me, this allows me to charge 4 Sony batteries at the same time, and it's so much faster than the charger that comes with the camera itself, or charging by plugging in the camera via USB-C. The main hub plugs in via USB-C, and you can get it with their own 65-watt plug-in if you want, or if you already have one around, you can use that. On top of the main module, you've got these little screens too, so you can see that your battery is charging or when it's done. All of my little Sony Z100 connectors also magnetize to each other, so if I'm not using them, they store away nicely. They've also got optional extension cables for when you might be using a charger that needs extra width, like a Sony NP-F style battery. The main hub is $48 for the 2-port option and $78 for the 4-port option, and then it's about $9 to $12 each for the charging modules. So a full kit of 4 will be somewhere just over $100. The only real downside to this that I found is that it's a little bit bigger than some of the other options out there for like dual chargers for specific batteries, but in my opinion, you kind of make up for that with the fact that you could charge all sorts of different types of batteries with this one charger. Okay, let's get away from batteries for a second. The next accessory on my list is actually a whole system. It's the Falcam F38 quick release system. In a video a little while ago, I talked about the Peak Design Capture Clip quick release system and how much I love it. I even came up with a little hack on how I could use it at the end of a neck strap. Well, this quick release system is very similar to that one, but it takes it a couple of steps further. The basic bundle comes with a base and a plate. The base can screw straight onto anything with a 1/4 inch or 3/8 inch thread, and then the plate itself attaches to your camera or accessory and it snaps into the base and is locked there until you press the release button on the side. Just like the Peak Design version, the release button can also turn to lock it so you don't accidentally release it. The plate is also ArcaSwiss compatible, so you can use this with any tripod that has an ArcaSwiss head already, but so is the base. So rather than screwing this base onto a 1/4 inch thread, you can actually attach it to your tripod already via ArcaSwiss and convert your current tripod system into a quick release system. But this system is also great for things like the little tripod feet that come with your gimbal. I put the base on the feet and the plate on the bottom of the gimbal, so now I can quickly attach and detach, as well as I can put my gimbal on an ArcaSwiss compatible tripod too, regardless of whether or not it has the Falcam system. On top of this basic kit, they also have a backpack strap style plate like the Peak Design Capture Clip. The design isn't nearly as minimal or sleek as the Peak Design option. The screws to tighten it kind of stick out a lot, and the button is kind of hard to find without looking first, but you do get used to it, and it's only about $50 US for the shoulder strap kit, whereas Peak Design is about $75. They also make a base that's specifically designed to attach to camera straps, which is what I did the Peak Design hack with before. They have removable plates for gimbals that have the base built into them so that you can just slide your camera in easy. They've got camera cages that have the plate built into them, ball heads and tripods with the base on them as well. They really have a complete system going on here. And to top it off, they even make a specific plate that's compatible with both the F38 system and Peak Design Capture Clip in the case that you already have the Peak Design system. There are a few little things that I would love to see improved on this system in the future though. First of all, the plates that you attach to your camera only have rubber on 2 sides instead of all 4 sides around the screw, so it seems to hold better if you put it on one way rather than the other, depending on which way will make it so that more rubber is touching the bottom of your camera. The other part of this issue is that the plates that also work with the Peak Design system only work in one direction rather than any direction like most of the plates, so you need to be mindful of the direction that you put it on your camera for how you're going to use it. Number 5 on the list is the ATOLL by a company called Silence Corner. This handy little accessory looks very similar to a tripod mount collar that you might see on a telephoto lens, but it's actually attached to the camera, not to the lens. They have different models to fit different cameras. You screw the main part into the tripod mount on your camera body, and then the lens slides into the ring to mount to the camera the way that it normally does. At this point, you can attach a tripod plate to the bottom, or you can just use the ArcaSwiss compatible portion of the system to attach to your tripod. Just like a typical tripod collar, you would loosen the screw on the side and turn your camera. There's a nice tactile click when you're at 0 degrees, 90 degrees, and 180 degrees, allowing you to do all sorts of different shooting without having to move the camera at all. I've been loving this accessory for a couple of reasons. First, it feels more sturdy than just a small tripod plate on the bottom of your camera, especially with longer lenses that might need a tripod collar, but this can be used with all your lenses. Secondly, I used to always like to use an L bracket to shoot vertically, but that would cover up the ports on the left-hand side of the camera, and I typically had to do a lot of reframing if I was getting some horizontal and then some vertical shots of the same view. With this, I set it up, I shoot some horizontal, I turn it, I shoot some vertical, and the location of the lens and sensor stays pretty much the same. Thirdly, when I didn't have an L bracket, I would use the ball head to get vertical shots, but again, this changes the angle of the shot significantly. It makes it a lot lower down, and if I've got a heavy lens on, I find that the tripod plates can slip and shift, and this completely eliminates that. And because you can turn it to a complete 180-degree position, you can do super low angle shooting without having to flip your camera upside down, which is so nice. It does take a little bit of fiddling with it at the start to get it in just the right place so that all your lenses will work nicely with it, and so that it's not in the way of the lens release button, but this isn't different from any cage or accessory getting in the way. And once you've got it in the right place, I found that you pretty much don't have to touch it. As of the recording of this video, they're in the crowdfunding phase, but it's a company that has other products that they already sell, and it's already passed the Kickstarter goal by more than 6 times, so hopefully that means that delivery dates and support will be reliable. I know that I definitely want another one for my other main camera. You can get the early bird Kickstarter price of $79 or wait until it goes public and get one for $109. The next accessory on the list is arguably the simplest one. It's an SSD pouch from a company called Failfast, created by friend of the channel, Oliver Wright. Basically, this is a stretchy pouch that has a sticker on it, and you slap it on the back of your laptop, and then when you're out and about, you can tuck the SSD in there so that it stays out of the way and doesn't accidentally get unplugged. It fits most SSDs, and I even managed to squeeze my giant 2TB OWC Envoy Pro FX, though I don't know if I would recommend it since it seems to have stretched out the fabric quite a bit. They're about 15 bucks, and it seems like a simple solution for a classic and annoying problem. As far as an alternative goes, you could always grab some Velcro and attach that to your laptop and your drive. I know people have been doing that for a while, but to be completely honest, the pouch is much easier and it's not really that much more expensive. Next, we have the most expensive and probably the most strange item on the list. It's the Arsenal 2. The Arsenal 2 is basically a little computer that you plug into your camera, and it uses AI learning to choose the settings that you should use based on the situation that you're in. It takes into account the lens you're using, the subject motion, image stabilization, camera shake, sensor size, type of shot you're taking, and a ton of other factors in making the best decision. But to be completely honest, that's just the tip of the iceberg for what you can do with it. For me, the Arsenal 2 is one of my favorite time-lapse tools. Not only can I allow it to choose the settings for me if I'm just trying to shoot something quick, but I also get a live preview in the app as the time lapse is shooting. So if it's only halfway done, I can still watch what I've gotten so far. Then at the end, I also get a full 1080 MP4, and I get to keep all the raw files on the camera just like normal if I want to reprocess the full meal deal. If I want, I can choose to override the automatic settings and just use it as an intervalometer while still getting that same instant preview and MP4 at the end. Arsenal 2 is also a great selfie remote with much better connectivity than the typical Wi-Fi connection that you get on most cameras. And then of course there is automatic focus stacking, day to night holy grail time lapses, star assist for astrophotography, crowd control to take multiple exposures and remove people, long exposures automatically created from multiple shots, automatic intelligent bracketing and combining. This little thing does so much. Now, it's definitely not for everyone. I think there are a lot of people out there where choosing the right settings and such is part of the fun of the photography process, and I totally get that. But I do think that the Arsenal 2 does offer enough additional features and interesting options that it's a cool thing for almost anyone to consider, even if you just ignore the basic choose my settings for me function. Arsenal 2 is going to retail at $275. Like I said, it's not super cheap for a camera accessory, but for right now it's at $219 for the first 10,000 post Kickstarter campaign unit. So they did a Kickstarter, it raised like $4 million or something like that, and now they're post Kickstarter, but it's still on sale. For a while anyway. So that's my current list of cool camera accessories that I'm using right now, but as always, I want to hear from you. Are there any awesome camera accessories that you think I should check out? Leave a comment down below and let me know, and on your way down there, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, hit the bell notification so you don't miss out on future videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.